Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. In the last episode, I showed you how to do a clay render. Well, today, I'm going to show you how to do a split render, where we take the results of our final render, and then we combine them with a clay render, and we do them on a split screen, okay? So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Compositing. Next, I'm going to say Use Nodes. So, right off the bat, you have your render layers right here. And with the render layers, you have your view layer, which is our default, but we also have our clay that we produced in the last one. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to take this and we're going to duplicate it. And then we're going to add a split. Now, with that split, you get this really cool thing where you get to have like a 50% view on one side or the other, or you can change that. So right now it's set at 50 for the default, right? You can even animate this too, but I'm not going to go into that. And you can do it on the X direction or the Y direction. So I'm going to add another layer, or another node, I should say. And this is going to be the viewer. That way, we can see this in real time as we do the editing on this, okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to render this, and then I'm going to pause this while it's rendering, and then come back, okay? So now, I'm just going to do F12. Oh, before I do that, I need to change that view layer to clay. There we go. Just so we don't get something that we look at the result and it's like, oh no, I forgot that step. Okay, so now we're going to render this. Now this is in cycles, so this is going to take longer than the usual Eevee that comes by default. There are the two rendering engines, okay? So I've found that for the clay renders, I have to do these in the cycles stuff, right? So anyway, I'm going to pause this for a moment and then let this do its thing. All right, so I'm back now, and as you can see, we have the final render. Okay, so it did the rendering for the clay and for the final, right? So now, if we get out of here, you'll see that now we can see this in our viewer. Let's see, and it's, I want to say, I can't remember how to zoom out on this, so no matter on that, right? So now what we can do is I can show you very basically that I can actually split this so that this does this. Pretty cool, isn't it? So let's say that we just put it at 0 right here, okay? So we can put it at 100. Okay. So then what we can do is that this is not just something that we can do for our final render, but we can also animate this too, right? So if we were to start at, we can make a keyframe right here at 5, right? Then I can do an insert keyframe. And then I can go further into this where I take this to 0, right? And then I can insert a keyframe there. Isn't that cool? Right here, I can do a final render, I can do a save, right? So then I can say, all right, well, this is what I want to do. And so I'm going to save a version of this for me, right? Then I just have to go into like a save image and then we're good to go. So, then to do that then, go to rendering and then we just go to save. I'll put this in here for the split, right? Actually, I have another folder for this. Okay. All right, and then acceleration, Gemble Studio. I'm kind of just going around this, so, okay. Okay, there we go. All right, split render. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, so that's how you do that really quickly with a split render. So I thank you for watching this episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. Let me know what you think of this episode. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and that you keep yourself notified with up-to-date information. I do this every Saturday. Thank you so much for watching Nathan's 3D Factory. Have a great day, guys.